Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're going to do a Let's Play and Initial Impressions review for cyVeRpunk, a game released on the Steam store today in early access, August 16th, 2022, for all the major VR headsets. It normally retails for $7. It's on a release sale, 15% off, and I bought it at that price, testing it out on the MetaQuest 2 using link cable. cyVeRpunk is basically a Crisis VR arcade clone. The Time Crisis type gameplay. It is in early access. It is budget priced. But I have to be honest, I don't think it's nearly as good as Crisis VR Arcade. And there's 1 and 2, and I would say cyVeRpunk is not even as good as Crisis VR Brigade 1, which normally retails for $10, and it's usually on sale. So I would say pick that game up over this one. This is not a bad game. It's just has several flaws. It's just not as well polished. It's not as fun as Crisis VR Brigade. These are the only settings available. It does keep track of your statistics, which is, oh man, I just went under 40%. Oh man. As you can see, I have not beaten the game. Again, this is just an early access, initial impressions review. Let's go ahead and play. So as you can see, there just weren't very many settings. I've tried fiddling with the height settings. It doesn't seem to work. I seem to always be at the wrong height. That's one thing that I think needs fixing. As you can tell, the height here is just a little too high. And I don't know how to fix it, because I tried lower, try higher, neither works. And sometimes I just get very lucky and don't get hit. And other times I seem to get hit no matter what I do. So I think there's a lot of luck involved here as far as where you are and where enemies fire. Obviously the best thing to do is to kill enemies fast. So that's your best strategy, is just to find your target and shoot. Oh man, I missed. That's what you don't want. See, this is why you saw how I missed on the guy on the roof, or okay. And it is a little bit clunky as far as transitioning between the different weapons. You can choose left or right. I've been choosing left, so that's what I'm going to choose, just because I think it's easier to go back left. But the transitions between weapons is a little... Again, my height is not set, so it makes this harder than it needs to be. And part of it's my fault. I'm obviously missing, and this game really punishes you for missing. And game over. I missed too many times. You do get money to do unlocks, and I just happen to have just enough money now to do an unlock, so I can either do double damage or more extra time. Time really hasn't been an issue for me, so I'm going to go with double damage. Maybe that'll help me out. And I went back over 40%. So let's do another run. Maybe we can get farther. It is pretty tough. The farthest I've gone is the 3rd stage, so I haven't gotten very far. But part of the problem, well, there are several issues I've noticed, but the main one for me right now is the gun angle, which I'll show in a little bit. I'm sorry, I probably should have shown the gun angle. Again, some of those gun angles seem a bit unfair, because I am dying just because. Oh, come on. As you can see, I'm having trouble with those upstairs just because my gun angle is not right. Oh man, and you see there that you see where the shot is, it went like through the wall. I'm not sure about that hit right there. So let me show the gun angle. So let's go back to menu. So here's the gun angle. Now I'm holding the gun as straight as possible, and you'll see there's a slight upwards angle on it. I actually have to twist my wrist down a bit to get it level. So this is level now. But I'm having to twist my wrist down, which is uncomfortable. And on top of that, like I said, the settings are wrong here. So I've gone lower and I've gone higher. And let's go real high. And I've also gone really low. It doesn't make any difference. It's always the same. It always looks the same in game. Let's go ahead and try one more time. That's not the only issue. I've also noticed that the gun has more recoil, which I don't know if this is a bug or intended, but I can tell you the gun has a lot more recoil when you have your laser sight. So laser sight is supposed to be a reward, but it ends up not being a reward because oh man. I've already taken a lot of damage, so I don't think I'm going to get very far. Yeah. Let's retry one more time. And this time I'll do the opposite. Let's do the opposite. So as you see, I messed with the settings last time. And I'm very high. This time I'm going to go very low. And let's play. And you see that there's no difference. It looks the same. Oh man. And sometimes it's just a matter of luck. And this just makes the game harder because obviously it makes it harder to shoot over the railing there. If you two-hand the pistol, you do get more accurate. So there is an advantage to two-handing it, but you don't have to. If you can handle the one-shotting or one-handing the pistol. Oh man. Again, it seems pretty random to me. Like sometimes I've been able to get to third level, but it didn't seem that it was based on my skill. Obviously, you need to get on target fast and kill them quickly. So, you know, part of that is skill. But as far as some of the hits you take, that seems pretty random. And not something that you can really control. Because you're usually getting in and out of cover. So you can't really see the shot. It's just a matter of guessing. And it's pretty random. Like, it's not like you can tell where they're going to aim and shoot. But here's the thing. It doesn't seem to... Headshots don't seem... I think they do matter. I think I've noticed that they die faster with headshots, but you don't get a video, you don't get like an audio clue or no indication that you got a headshot other than seeing the marker, the hit marker. But you just don't get enough feedback from that, I guess is what I'm saying. Number 2, like I said, the gun angle is too high. Number 3, I think the time to kill is just too long. Like, I get it, you're supposed to get upgrades, it makes it easier to kill them, but I still think the time to kill is too long for this type of game. Weapons should feel more impactful. Getting a power up sometimes feels like the opposite. Like, you get the assault rifle, which should be powerful, but transitioning between your pistol and your assault rifle is very clunky because it happens, as soon as you hit the power up. So you're not given like a choice of when to activate it. So that takes away a lot of the strategy, and then ends up a lot of time not being that much of a power up. It might even mess you up. Like I said, the laser sight causes a lot more recoil on your weapon, makes you shoot differently. Again, messes you up. Also, just these are like the low polygon character pack that they sell on Humble Bundle. So, yeah, I mean, I know that Crysis VR Brigade, especially the first one, also, wasn't the best looking game, but it looked more original. This one looks, I mean, I know it's got a cyberpunk neon futuristic look to it, but it looks pretty generic. And just the way the cover system is, it's not. In Crysis VR Brigade, you go from cover to cover, which makes it feel more immersive, more visceral. You get more presence. Here, you're just really standing in one spot, and you just have an odd cover. And so the only strategy is find your target, kill it quick, and hopefully you don't get hit. And that's your strategy. And some of the power-ups don't help you. So I know it's a budget price, and that's the only reason I'm going to give this a neutral-ish recommendation. I'm going to rate this a 5.5 out of 10, given what I've experienced so far. Like I said, it's not a bad game, but the problem is that you have Crysis VR Brigade, which came out several years ago, the first one, or the second one. The second one obviously is much better than this. So I'm not even going to compare this to Crysis VR Brigade 2. I'm just comparing this to Crysis VR Brigade 1, which came out several years ago. Normally $10. It's just so much better. I mean, I'd say pay the extra couple dollars to get Crysis VR Brigade versus playing this. I mean, it's a much better game. So yeah, anyways, that's my review for cyVeRpunk. Is it a bad game? No, it's not a bad game. I had some fun. But I also don't think it's a well-made game. There's several issues. It looked to me like sometimes the bullets would go through walls. The gun angle's wrong. You don't have the correct height in game. So those things need to be fixed. And, it needs some more variety. Like, it really does. And the power-ups just don't really need to be reimagined. Maybe you manually activate them. Maybe the laser should last longer. Maybe it should be a permanent upgrade. Because having the laser and not having it is not really helpful. And especially since it affects your recoil a lot. But anyways, this is my Let's Play initial impressions for cyVeRpunk. It's an early access, so obviously it has time to get better. I don't know the steps. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. As is, I would only give it a neutral recommendation. I give it a 5.5 out of 10. It's meh. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. If you enjoyed my video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.